Okay, see, I haven't really talked about the Heroes event yesterday, even when it came out. The usual guide hasn't come out because I was kind of very honestly surprised when I saw how bad really this event is, not only just on paper but in execution. We haven't really had to play a lot of skill games and matches so far, like in Team of the Year as well. It was kind of limited, it was more exchange based. Here they have fixed it, they've given us a lot of skill games matches, but the rewards on paper for that are absolutely horrendous. But of course today we are talking about the heroes not just because of the fact that the entire chapter is interesting, but also because the exchange situation kind of now has stabilized a little bit, which we'll also talk about. Yes, the requirements have changed, you already know, but what do you do right now if you bought 93 cards, so on and so forth, is also one very important topic. However, before we get into that, first, see, the chapters on paper are fairly simple. First off, you play Heroes Academy to get what is Heroes tickets, which you'll spend on this pack. Now, there is no implication of spending these tokens. It's not like you have to complete a milestone or anything, and in fact, you get a lot of tokens directly for completing this quest line right here, Heroes Quests to get Ultra Packs. If you see here, you can get this Ultra Pack fairly quickly. Like, all you have to do is open 15 store packs. That's really about it. But what I will say is that this pack is the only kind of way of getting a bit of tradable magic here. Yes, these cards, if you get right here, this Volar, this Forlan, these will be tradable. So if you get a good card actually from this 80 to 97, you might just end up getting one tradable card out of all of these. However, let's get into what is the most exciting chapter of Heroes and could have been, executed a bit better, but it is not. It's this expedition section. See, every 6 hours you can send your cards on an expedition which earns you rewards. That's it. This is a very simple concept. For those 6 hours you don't have to do anything. However, you can speed it up. You can get those rewards immediately by doing this 2000 gem skip. We won't ever be doing this unless it's very necessary, just because why would you do it? The rewards that you get vary from Heroes puzzle points, which is useful in this next chapter. 2 puzzle points you can see I've gotten right here, which has completed one of Tricky Bees. The part that it completed for Tricky Bees is amazing. And then one in the middle, Flash Freeze, one for Arctic Soldier. If you complete these puzzles, you just get the free logo. So not like there's a lot of value in completing this quicker. It's just the fact that this expedition will be your key to getting the milestones here, which is again where this event shines. This is not an event for getting anything else. It's just an event for getting a lot of masceranos. You can boost this, by the way, your rewards, by having 2 prime heroes in your team. Now, prime heroes are cards like Company, Ginola, cards that are newer. Volar, Forlan, I believe, will also count. But honestly, just to boost those rewards, I don't know if you should buy them from the market. If you can directly get them, that is better. And I also still haven't seen Ramirez here counting for the expedition doubling rewards. If it does though, I will let you know once you can claim Ramirez. Speaking of the motor chapter. Now again, this chapter is EA at its worst. See, initially they had a node here where you had to watch an ad in order to complete this path every day. After the backlash that they received, they have changed this to now a free reward claim, and they've moved the ad down here. But the gist is you complete this entire path, get these tokens, which are the motor tokens, and progress along this path, at the end of which you get a choice between Ramirez, Mascherano, and a untradable 90 to 97. Yes, an untradable 90 to 97. What I will say about this path and of all the other paths that are coming, you see Tricky Bees, Conductor, Flash Freeze, and Arctic Soldier, is the fact that for all of them, I will claim Mascherano, unless you are just starting out the game, and in that case 93 is a decent overall for you. Still though, I would claim Mascherano. Like in my first and second account, I will claim Masceranos here. It's just the claim that makes sense. There is nothing else. Let's talk about how many Masceranos do you actually get. If you claim all the 5 Masceranos from these right here, and yes, you can complete these chapters fairly easily if you play every day. It's not that difficult. Plus you get weekend double rewards. You get a total of 5 Masceranos from the 5 chapters. You get 1 Mascherano for completing 10 heroes expeditions, and finally you get 2 Mascherano here too in this milestone once you complete 50 expeditions. Yes, you could choose a 94 heroes. Why would you? You could choose an 89 to 92. Why would you? Now in the main chapter, actually you get another Mascherano when you complete this midfield symphony. Yes, this is 1 Mascherano untradeable. And finally, in the quests line as well, you get a Mascherano when you complete all these 5 quests, bringing us up to a total of 10 Mascheranos from 1 event, which is not bad. However, before we get into our biggest topic so far, and yes, this is something that we kind of did not expect EA to do, but I am also not surprised that they did, which is why I wasn't really talking about these new exchanges and all, is the new exchange requirements that have come in heroes. Claiming Onana here just for the lols. Like, I don't know where I'll use him. I'll just good to have. And also I'm claiming this Mascherano path because of course, what else are we claiming here? They haven't changed the mystery sightings path in like the last 4 weeks, I think. Why can they not just change some basic things? I don't know. But it's Perez, of course he's not gonna sell, right? 999 plus. Yeah, close to it. So in actuality, they haven't just released this heroes exchange list. They have released the coins exchanges as well. This is meant to give you some coins in return of cards which are at 999 plus in the market, just kind of equating the market a little bit, balancing it out. This exchange requirement is the one that has been talked about the most. See, now you need 293 94s, 291 92s, and lastly 389 90s. The thing about this exchange requirement is that this does 2 things. First off, it decreases the pressure off of one particular set of cards, thus kind of making us tougher if you have bought 93 94s for this exchange based on the previous event, and it decreases the cost for the subsequent exchanges, because when you get the 96 97, if the same pattern is followed, you won't just have to get 95s, you will have to get some 93 94s, you will have to get some 91 92s as well. So all in all, this is bad if you have bought 93s for the exchange. And honestly, I would still suggest, if you have bought 93 94s, don't put them in the exchange now, because there is no point. These cards have decreased significantly. They will. And if you pack 1 Rodri, it's basically game over right here. So don't do the exchange if you haven't. You can maybe do 1 for the fun of it, but apart from that 1 exchange, I wouldn't really try selling the 93s too, especially 93 TOTYs. These are the ones people bought the most because they're at 999 plus again. The understanding here is that if 96 97s again have 93 94s as a requirement, maybe these cards will go up a little bit. But then again, since you only need 2 of each, right? I don't know what the situation will be. It's just safe now to not invest in anything. Just hold, don't go in anything now if you haven't already. And if you have gone in any card now, just hold them. Let's hope that something better comes along in the way. Now, as for this one though, this exchange is the one that made me the saddest, because see, the daily bonus exchange is the same. We get some mid rewards, that is fine. But after that, we also had this exchange condition where we could get 280 to 97 players for just silver fodder. It was 70 overall player 11. Now they added 575 plus overall players as an additional fodder requirement. This sucks. Like, I could do one of these exchanges every day, at least 2, at most 3 at most. And you could also actually get some good 95s 94s out of it. I don't know why they needed to change this. Like, this absolutely sucks. And now, unless you get 75 pluses, I wouldn't really go for this exchange. It just does not make sense. again, yeah, L move. Just have kept the 280 to 97s and we would have been happy. Finally though, the coin exchanges, again I told you the purpose of this is to give your unsellable cards some value, not untradable, because you have to have tradable cards right here. What is worth understanding is that these cards are selling at 8.7 at base. You get 8 million coins for it, which is still more than the tax value that you get for these cards. Say if you sell a card for 8.7, you have to give 870,000 as tax, so you get around 7.9 million, 7.89 million for these cards. You get a total of 8 million from directly putting them in exchanges right here. So it's a basic 100k profit. These are also no limit exchanges, so even if you have cards that you have bought for 8.7 million like Declan Rice at base, and then you decide that these cards are at 999 plus, so wouldn't really sell, you can just come here, do this exchange, and you can get your money back. Yes, you'll get 700k less than what you paid for because you bought it at 8.7 million. This is not meant as a money maker in any way. It's just meant to cut down on your losses and give you an option to sell the 93s or the high level cards that are at 999 plus, so the cards that you actually cannot sell now. That is what these coin exchanges are for. But with that, we have reached the end of this heroes discussion. Probably the worst main event that I've seen in FC so far. But of course, if you want to see us making a challenge where we put UTOTY Messi and UTOTY Ronaldo together, do not forget to click right here. As always, thanks for watching. I will catch you in another video. Bye bye.